Move along to the NFC South now. Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Bucks. That is my prediction. Really a rough year for this division last season. You have, I believe it was the 7-8-1 Panthers winning this division. No team had a record over 500. The Panthers made the playoffs and actually won a playoff game over the Cardinals, but I think this year it's going to be a little bit different. You're looking at the most improved team being the New Orleans Saints, and I think part of that reason is for bringing in guys on the defensive front, and that's really where they struggled last year. They bring in Brandon Browner from the New England Patriots, Ellerbe from the Dolphins. They did lose Curtis Lofton, but I think Ellerbe is capable of replacing him. That'll be a tough loss at linebacker, but the addition of Browner I think will really help them. Jarius Byrd was hurt for a good portion of last season, if not all of the season. So I think the biggest improvement for the Saints is on defense in the secondary. They have Kenny Vaccaro, Jarius Byrd, and now Brandon Browner. They also have Cameron Jordan, big player up on the defensive front. Ellerbe likely will not be a starter, but I think still a big addition to this Saints defense. They did have the biggest losses as well compared to the rest of the division. Losing Lofton, I think, was big for them. They lose Kenny Stills, as I mentioned, signing with the Dolphins. And the biggest one, Jimmy Graham, second best tight end in the NFL, according to Fantasy Football. And they traded him away to the Seahawks for Max Unger, the center, and a pick. And that's huge. That's Drew Brees' go-to guy, and Jimmy Graham now gone. And he'll look to Marcus Colson, an aging veteran, as well as Brandon Cooks, and that's pretty much his only weapons. They did bring in C.J. Spiller in the backfield, and Mark Ingram is looking promising, but I think the Saints, compared to the rest of the team, are going to have to cope with the biggest losses from this offseason. Panthers still have the best defense, one of the best defenses in football. They lose Greg Hardy, but I still think with Luke Kuechly, they bring in Kurt Coleman. This defense is looking good. They also brought in Peanut Tillman from the Bears, a veteran cornerback, as well as Roman Harper from the Saints. So this secondary got a little bit better here. And they also brought in Michael Orr, but that's on the offensive side. So defense, Panthers, far and away the best in the NFC South. Best offense, I think, will be the Saints. It's really a toss-up between the Saints and Falcons. But I think even without Jimmy Graham, Drew Brees can throw to Marcus Colson. Brandon Cooks, a promising young wide receiver, and Mark Ingram, as well as C.J. Spiller in the backfield, I think is enough to give this team the edge on offense. The Falcons really are missing a running back. That's their big hole, and something that I think will prevent them from winning the division. They do not have a good defense either, but I do think they'll come in second, just behind the Saints, followed by the Panthers and Buccaneers.
Schwartz is in front. He's got a pair tonight.